So what inspired you to become an attorney?
Well, it may be a typical answer, or a atypical answer, not a typical answer, and that was that when I graduated from college, Uncle Sam immediately drafted me into the Army, and I was in the Army for 2 years. And the Army in those days didn't pay very much. And so when I got out, or while I was in, I had made this conscious decision that Uncle Sam was going to pay for something. And since I already had a degree, I decided to go to law school. And that's kind of what got me moving towards being an attorney.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, so what is it, what about workers' comp do you enjoy the most?
Well, I enjoy helping the people, and it's fun to get up every morning and go to work to take money from insurance companies. I mean, what's not to like about that?
So what is it you enjoy the most about it?
Well, I enjoy coming to work, and we have a great staff, and the ones that I deal with the most have been here for almost the entire time we've been in practice. They came from workman's comp backgrounds, and so they are very good at what they do, very helpful. I enjoy working with injured workers. These are people that usually had an unfortunate circumstance at work, and you're fighting the insurance companies, and taking money from insurance companies is fun in my book, and what's not to like about it? You're always having to go back and litigate what the rule says and things like that. And one case, I had a lady that was working and got hurt at work, and went in to talk and told her supervisor about it, and the supervisor typed all of the required information into her computer, and that was kind of the end of it. And then like 6 months later, the lady was starting to have more problems, and the insurance company denied it because she didn't file her claim in time. And their contention was that the law requires that the claim be in writing. And I disagreed with that interpretation. I lost it at the workman's compensation hearing, and I lost at the workman's compensation board. But when I got to the Court of Appeals, they agreed with me that it doesn't have to be in writing as long as you give it to them. And in this case, the company had all the information. If they wanted it in writing, they just had to punch print and they would have had it. And that was a significant case.
A pause, unless it's a really long draw. So we'll just re-ask that question. If I've been injured at work, do I need an attorney?
A lot of people come in and talk to us and wonder if they need an attorney in a workman's compensation claim. My answer is universally yes. I think the common experience is that the insurance company tends to want to convince the claimant or the injured worker that they're going to take care of them, but their motives are basically to spend the least amount of money they can to get rid of this problem. And so this system, the workman's compensation system, is a statutory and rule-driven system that the insurance companies absolutely understand. And if the claimant, injured worker, doesn't understand it, then we do, and we can make sure that the insurance company does what they're supposed to do. I have a lot of people that come in and say, gee, I'm not a suer, I've never been involved in anything like this. I just want to be treated fairly. And I usually have to tell them that the workman's compensation system isn't fair. So I can't get you fair. I can only get you what the system requires that the insurance company provide. And that's what my goal is in terms of representing people. One of the really good benefits in workman's comp are the medical benefits. Because the insurance company pays 100% of those charges. There is no copay or anything else. And the entitlement to those benefits runs as long as the condition that the insurance company has accepted requires treatment, basically a lifetime. And so that is a really good benefit in terms of the overall fairness of the comp system.
Can you go back and answer that? You know, I did permanent partial disability. I've heard about temporary disability, so let me address that.
Temporary partial disability or temporary total disability are what we call time loss. That is, from the time you become unable to work until you can return to full work, you're paid temporary total or partial disability. If you're absolutely prohibited from working at all, you get temporary total disability. If you can work part-time but not full-time, then there's a temporary partial disability. And those are based on your average weekly wage at the time you got injured. And that's an issue that we often litigate as to what that amount is, because the insurance company may not have the right information, the employer may not have told them what your status was, and so we can get that number adjusted depending on your circumstances. Permanent partial disability is an award that you receive, and I guess I would say it's what people perceive as the settlement. When you become medically stationary, the insurance company calculates through a set of rules that set out different amounts for different things what your permanent partial disability is, and then you are awarded that, and you can get that in a lump sum or periodic payments depending on the circumstances.